Okay, first of all, your name?
Andrew James.
And you're with Montgomery County District Attorney's Office?
Yes, sir.
Mike Shirley with the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office.
Kind of tell me about this case.
Well, back December 9, 2012, our victim, lady named Mandy Jones, she was a clerk at the Valero off 3083 and 1485, and she's working the graveyard shift. She's minding her own business, mopping the floor up at the store, actually. Our defendant comes in around 3:35 and actually buys a soda. Another customer comes in to buy some cigarettes and then leaves. Defendant leaves, goes back outside. Mandy goes back to mopping up the floor. About 3:43, the defendant comes back inside, walks up to Mandy, tells her if she wants to survive this, let's go. Grabs her, holds her by the back of her head, grabbing her hair, forced her outside of the store.
Okay, grabbed her and went back inside?
He grabbed her by the back of her hair with his right hand, walks her out of the store, telling her if you want to survive this, let's go. She asks for him to let him go. He says, no, I'm going to hold on to you. He takes her out, puts her in his truck, tells her that he wants, in much less friendly words than this, that he wants to sexually assault her. She sees that he's got a knife in his hand, and he puts her in through the driver's side. She climbs over to the passenger side of the truck. And, you know, as Mike and I repeatedly stressed at trial, she was able to keep calm throughout this. She kept a cool head, and it saved her life because she was observant. She got an opportunity when the defendant was backing up in his truck, and there was nothing between her on the passenger side of that truck and the front door to the Valero. She jumped out, sprinted inside, locked herself in the bathroom, and called 911. The defendant actually parked his truck to where it was visible from the inside cameras through the front doors of the Valero, came inside looking for her. Came inside saying that she better come out or he's going to put holes in her. But he gave up shortly thereafter and left. And she was safe once the police got there. She came out.
And then they found him?
The entire, almost everything that he did and said was recorded by the Valero store's audio and video surveillance. So it wasn't a whodunit, it was just figuring out who is the guy that did it. And really by some luck, a few months later, Detective Ken Bivens was the lead detective for the Sheriff's Department, and crime analyst Tori Lowe had been helping him out with the case. She had helped figure out what type of truck it was and some potential owners. And she had, of course, seen the video numerous times and seen the defendant's face. She stopped to get gas on Valentine's Day 2013 at a gas station just down the street from the courthouse here, saw the defendant's truck and saw him come outside and thought, oh my God, this is him. She let the detectives know. Detective Bivens and his partner came out. They actually interviewed him a couple days later because he was still there doing some work. And he, they showed him stills from the video. Said, yeah, that's me. But of course he claimed that he would never do something like that and had no recollection whatsoever of doing it. I mean, clearly he just couldn't come up with a better lie.
Mike, what do you think about this whole thing? I mean,
yeah.
Seeing her, as small as she is, Mandy's just little. I mean, she looks like a kid almost.
Yeah, I think that basically we're very lucky that she's here based on her own actions. This guy was, as Andrew said in his closing, was evil, and I think his intentions are clear as to what he wanted to do with her. And thank goodness she was able to escape and nothing worse happened to her. Oftentimes we see these videos and it could end up worse, or we don't know what happened after it ends up worse. But luckily there was no homicide here because I think of her actions possibly.
Yeah. I mean, as we said several times, she made a life-saving decision that night. And the jury, followed up and gave the appropriate sentence by sentencing him to life today.
Jury didn't seem like it took them too long for deliberations.
They were out about 10 minutes on guilt, innocence. Makes sense given the amount of evidence against this defendant, and about, I think, a little less than an hour on punishment. They had some stuff to review, his prior criminal history from California, and some other stuff that we got into evidence that I'm sure they wanted to look over again. But we're very, very happy with their verdict. Their sentence on this case was what this defendant deserved. I mean, he deserves every single day of this. He deserves to never get out of prison again. And he's going to have to serve 30 years before he's even eligible to get out. He's 52 or 54 now, I believe. He will hopefully never have his freedom again, and he doesn't ever deserve to have his freedom again.
All right.
I'll go.